In the journey of life, we often encounter moments of doubt, discouragement, and uncertainty. It is during these times that we need encouragement the most. Thankfully, the Bible is filled with verses that offer comfort, hope, and inspiration. Let us delve into these profound passages, each carrying a powerful message to uplift your spirit and renew your strength. Isaiah 40:31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. This verse reminds us of the importance of placing our hope and trust in the Lord. Joshua chapter 1 and verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. God's words to Joshua serve as a powerful reminder that we should not succumb to fear or discouragement. With God by our side, we can be strong and courageous, knowing that He is always with us, guiding and protecting us. Psalm 23 and verse 4. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. This well-known passage from Psalm 23 brings comfort amid difficult times. It reassures us that God's presence is unwavering. Even when we face the darkest valleys of life, His comforting presence brings peace and helps us overcome our fears. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13. I can do all things through Him who gives me strength. This verse from Paul's letter to the Philippians reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. Through Christ, we have the strength to face any situation, overcome any obstacle, and accomplish all that God has called us to do. Romans chapter 8 and verse 28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. This verse offers a powerful perspective on the challenges we face. It assures us that God works all things together for our good, even amid difficult circumstances. As believers, we can trust that God is actively working in our lives, using every situation to fulfill His purpose. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 16 to 18. Therefore, we do not lose heart, though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. In this passage, Paul reminds us to shift our focus from the temporary struggles of this world to the eternal perspective. Though we may face hardships, our inner spirit can be renewed daily as we fix our eyes on the eternal glory that awaits us in Christ. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. God's promise to his people through the prophet Jeremiah serves as a beacon of hope. It assures us that God has plans for our lives, plans that bring prosperity, hope, and a future filled with purpose. Even in times of uncertainty, we can trust in his divine plan. Matthew chapter 11 and verse 28 to 30. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Jesus invites us to come to him when we feel weary and burdened. He offers rest and relief for our souls. By embracing his teachings and following his ways, we can find true rest in him, experiencing his gentle and loving presence in our lives. Psalm 34 and verse 17 to 18. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. These verses remind us of God's faithfulness and his care for his children. When we cry out to him, he hears us and delivers us from our troubles. He is near to the brokenhearted, bringing healing and restoration to those who are crushed in spirit. Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Moses spoke these words to the Israelites as they prepared to enter the promised land. Today, they serve as a powerful reminder that God is always with us, and we can find strength and courage in his presence. We need not fear, for he will never leave us or abandon us. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13. I can do all things through him who gives me strength. In moments when we feel inadequate or overwhelmed, this verse serves as a powerful reminder that our strength comes from God. We are not alone in our struggles. With his divine strength, we can overcome any challenge, accomplish great things, and find peace amidst the storms of life. Psalm 23 and verse 4. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Life often takes us through dark valleys filled with uncertainty and fear. But this verse assures us that we need not be afraid, for God is with us. His presence provides us comfort and guidance, leading us safely through the darkest times. We can rest in the assurance that he will never leave us nor forsake us. Joshua chapter 1 and verse 9 says, Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. This verse echoes God's command to Joshua as he prepared to lead the Israelites into the promised land. Similarly, God calls us to be strong and courageous, trusting in his presence. wherever our paths may lead. We are encouraged to cast away fear and discouragement, knowing that our faithful God goes before us, paving the way. Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. During times of adversity, it's easy to question why we are facing certain trials. Yet, this verse reminds us that God is always at work, even in the midst of our pain and challenges. He can bring good out of every situation, and He uses our difficulties to shape us and fulfill His purposes in our lives. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 16 to 18. Therefore we do not lose heart, though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. This passage reminds us that our earthly struggles are temporary compared to the eternal glory that awaits us. Even when we feel weak and worn out, God is constantly renewing our spirits. By fixing our eyes on the eternal promises of God, we can find strength, endurance, and hope, knowing that our trials have a purpose and a greater reward. Matthew chapter 11 verses 28 to 30. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. When the weight of life becomes so heavy to bear, Jesus invites us to find rest in Him. He offers solace for our weary souls, promising to shoulder our burdens and guide us through life's challenges. In His presence, we discover true peace and a gentle yoke that lightens our load. Psalm 55 and verse 22. Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. God cares deeply for us and invites us to cast all our worries and anxieties upon Him. As we surrender our burdens to Him, He sustains us and ensures that we will not be shaken. We can trust in His faithfulness and find comfort in knowing that He is in control. In 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 7, cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. Similarly to the previous verse, this passage reassures us that God cares for every detail of our lives. When anxiety threatens to consume us, we can release it into His loving and capable hands. He is concerned about our well-being and desires to bring us peace. Psalm 34 verse 17 to 18. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. In our moments of brokenness and despair, this verse reminds us that God is near. He hears our cries and rescues us from the depths of our troubles. His presence brings healing to our broken hearts and restores our spirits, reminding us that we are never alone. These Bible verses on encouragement serve as a wellspring of hope and inspiration, providing strength to persevere and reminding us of God's unwavering love and faithfulness. As you meditate on these sacred words, may they ignite a flame within you, empowering you to face life's challenges with courage, resilience, and unwavering trust in the one who holds your future. May you find comfort, solace, and encouragement in the timeless wisdom of the Scriptures, knowing that you are never alone on this journey of faith. If you have been blessed by this message, type "I am encouraged" in the comment section. Also, do not leave without liking and subscribing to our channel. You can share this with your friends and loved ones. God bless you.